Tisha B'Av is the saddest day of the year. We lost two Batei Mikdash, other tragedies that happened in the history of Klal Yisrael. And we sit on the floor, we're hungry, we're dirty, and we mourn over Churban Beis HaMikdash and Churban Yerushalayim. And some may ask, why are we so sad? What are we mourning about? Yeah, we were told throughout our lives that there was this great, beautiful building in Yerushalayim where the Kohanim would come bring Karbonis and the Leviim would sing Shira, and the Shechina was Shuir there. All sorts of beautiful things happened in the Beis HaMikdash. But this is 2,000 years ago, and I live in America. I live in the US, which is a Medina Shel Chesed. Freedom of religion, we can do whatever we want. We never had it any better in our whole history. I don't feel the loss. I don't feel like I lost anything. Why am I mourning? Why couldn't I have schnitzel last night for supper? I'm going to tell you an answer. It's not the best answer, but it's an answer. There's a story that's told in the Medrash in Eicha. There was a broken woman. She had nothing in the world except for one valuable asset. A beautiful son, a bent tishcheres, the apple of her eye. She lived for that child. And one day, the child passed away. You can imagine how broken she was. We can both imagine what that levaya looked like. She must have wanted to jump into the grave together with her son. She had nothing left to live for. She came home, and the Medrash says that every night she would cry and wail and mourn this child. And you know, at night, voices carry. And she had this neighbor, and his name was Rabbi Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel would listen every night to this woman cry over the bent tishcheres. And he would hear the cries, and it would remind him of Churban Beis HaMikdash. And he would mourn over the Churban Beis HaMikdash every night, until the Medrash says his eyelashes fell out from crying. The Medrash at the end says that the Talmidim had to go over to the woman to tell her to move out of the neighborhood so that Rabbi Gamliel would stop crying so much. I ask you, if Rahman al-Islam, we had a neighbor who was so bitter and so broken and would cry at night, anybody with a heart would cry along with her. But we would cry over her pain and her agony and her tragedy. Why was he crying over the Churban? My Rebbe Rav Gifter would say, the reason Rabbi Gamliel was crying over the Beis HaMikdash was because Churban Beis HaMikdash was the source of her pain, the source of her tragedy. You know, when the Beis HaMikdash was standing, life was a utopia. Perfect life, no hitches, nothing went wrong. Everything was beautiful. We can't say that now. Every family goes through tragedies, sorrows, parnasa, shidduchim, and the list is long. No family is exempt from it, none. Communities suffering tragedies, rabbeim who drown, nebuch. Malls get shot up. Where do these tragedies stem from? From Churban Beis Hamikdash. Every single tragedy stems from the Churban. So Rabbi Gamliel, when he heard a personal tragedy, it reminded him of the source, the big tragedy of Churban Beis Hamikdash, and he mourned that. I'm reminded of a story of Rabbi Victor Miller, who was once sitting Shiva for his sister. He has a grandson who's a Rav in Lakewood. His name is Rav Simcha Bunim Cohen. Rav Simcha Bunim said, I may as well be Menachem Ovel, my grandfather. And it's an opportunity for me to ask him all my questions. He's sitting there. He doesn't say shiurim. He's not busy like he is during the year. And I can ask him my questions. He's not learning anyway. So he came to the Beis Ovel. He's sitting in front of his grandfather. And after 2 minutes, Rabbi Victor tells Reb Simcha Bunim Cohen, okay, schon genug. You were yoytze your chiyuv. You were mekayim your mitzvah. Now go. Reb Simcha Bunim was shocked. Zayda, there's no one here. I'll stay with you. He wanted to ask him questions. Rabbi Victor said, you think I need entertainment? I'm busy. You know what I'm busy with? I'm busy recounting in my mind all the tragedies, all the tzaras that Klal Yisrael went through from the beginning of time. And I'm mourning for them as well. You came to be Menachem Ovel, me to be Mekayim a mitzvah. Fine, you were Mekayim the mitzvah. Now go and leave me be. I'm in the middle of mourning Klal Yisrael. I am holding by the Spanish Inquisition right now. A God will be Yisrael like that. Takes a personal tragedy and he connects it with all the tragedies throughout the ages. Why? Because the source of all tragedies, personal, communal, Klal Yisrael tragedies, all stem from the same makor, Churban Beis Hamikdash. So that when we sit on the floor, hungry, dirty, uncomfortable, because we're being misabel Yerushalayim, let's give it 1 or 2 thoughts for even a moment to understand that this is not a tragedy that was Negei Klal Yisrael thousands of years ago. This is a tragedy that impacts every single one of us today. Because whenever Rachmana litzlan will go through a tzara, and we will, big or small, the source is Churban Beis Hamikdash. Without a Beis Hamikdash, it's unavoidable. So we can taka be misabel for real over a personal tragedy. And if we do this, we'll be zoiche taka to kol misabel al Yerushalayim, zoiche v'roya b'simchosa v'nechamasa. Amen.